one guy watched it 9 hours.
Yeah.
He watched it a half second.
Dude, we could hack the average. We just let it run in the background.
Got like 9 computers.
Yeah. All right, well, if you're just joining us and you didn't read the title, this is welcome to the Moose Lounge. Thanks for moosing around with us today.
We're just moosing all over the place.
Today we're going to be discussing sports, among other things.
I love sports.
Yeah, you like sports. What's your favorite sport?
You know, I actually talked about this at work today. My favorite viewing sport, I decided, was football.
Okay.
Just because I could watch any game, any team, and I would definitely enjoy it more than like a random baseball game for sure. But I'm a huge Mets fan, so like any Mets game, I'm dialed in. But if it's another team playing, it's such a boring game, baseball, without like some heart in it.
Well, I actually reading about sports today. I read the amount of action that happens in every baseball game. You guess how many minutes?
What's considered action?
Stuff happening. People have a reason to move in the game.
I mean, the pitcher's moving like a lot.
It's 18 minutes. 18 total minutes
of
things happening in a baseball game.
I guess that's not very long.
It's nothing, dude. You're there for like 5 hours or something.
You're only there for like 2.5.
You're only there for a very long time.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a lot of like strategy and shit. You know, like chess is a similar thing that people watch.
I agree.
But it's like there's no movement.
I agree that chess has a similar amount of action. I'm very on board with that assessment.
But I mean, imagine like a physical chess. Like, I don't know, like baseball, there's each pitch. I know it's not like action, but the pitching is really part of the biggest, aspect of the game. Like it's pitching and hitting at the end of the day. So it's almost like golf. Golf is very, very popular nowadays, especially watching it. And it's like, if you consider action just him swinging, that's probably less time. There's like 2 seconds per swing. I guess
so, sure. But it's not put in that same league. The other ones are put in that league of like, it's like baseball, football, soccer.
Golf is coming.
Soccer, golf. You know what I mean? It's like its own little thing. Also, speaking of more action-packed chess, chess boxing is a thing.
I've heard of that. So you like make a move and then like fight your opponent or something?
Yeah, you like alternates. Like you play a couple minutes on the chessboard and then you do a round of boxing. And so like there's a real advantage to giving your opponent a little concussion.
I mean, couldn't Mike Tyson just
knock
get in there? Yeah. Like one move.
That'd be fun. Like Mike Tyson versus Magnus Carlsen, the greatest chess player ever.
Magnus is that guy.
But Magnus has one chance to like checkmate him in 2 minutes, or else he's fucked.
Oh, so it's 2 minutes?
I don't know. I'm making up
that would make more sense.
I'm thinking about how I would do chess boxing, and I'm like probably.
I mean, in 2 minutes, Mike Tyson is not a chess player. I don't want to. If he sees this, I don't want to say anything insulting.
Yeah, he's not.
I can't imagine he's the best chess player though.
No, I don't know. Who knows?
I know.
What's his
he can hardly read.
Tate is usually a good chess player.
Andrew Tate was like, that's part of his upbringing though. He's like a world-class kickboxer and chess player.
Okay. And Mike Tyson is a world-class boxer and lead smoker.
Moron. He can't read. He's
lisp talker.
He's definitely all bronze. Like, I'm not an Andrew Tate fan by any stretch, but his dad like raised him to play chess and kickbox, so he's definitely a smart cookie. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of my cousin.
It's not great cross training, like you can't.
No, I think it is. It's strategy. Chess is
very different.
I don't get chess at all. I get chess on like such a basis level, but I think if you're really good at chess, it's like a whole different game. It's probably so fun. It's probably like a little war out there.
Amazing at is a lot of fun.
Yeah. But, like, I feel like chess is almost not limitless, but, like, there's so many different strategies. It's like, the greatest game. It's endless moves, and I feel like being amazing at chess basically implies that you're, like, super smart as well. Like, you could be amazing at a lot of games and still be a moron, but chess kind of implies that you're a genius, I would say.
Yeah, or autistic.
I mean, you could be an autistic genius.
2 options.
It's
crazy, dude, how autism always comes with, like, one superpower, but you don't get to pick what that superpower is. Like, it's like, it could be you're an amazing mathematician, or it could be you kick ass with Beyblades. You don't get to pick your superpower that comes with autism.
No, but it could probably be molded.
Yeah, maybe a little. Yeah, if you don't let your kids near the Beyblades, he has to channel that. Power elsewhere. Wow, what a well-timed mute.
I mean, that's what it's there for.
Oh my goodness.
I've been
streaming
for years. You're not coughing nicely. You could probably you really can. The thing's right.
I have to fiddle in there.
What if you moved the mic up? Like tightened it higher.
But then it risks pushing the button. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm worried about. Just pushing the button. It'll flick it to the next zone, whatever.
It's true. This thing's pretty fickle.
All right. So, what do you think? What would you say? Because there's some dispute about this among the sports community. Is the first sport?
First sport.
Yeah.
Soccer.
That's a good guess. You gotta think more basic. You gotta think about what's considered a sport.
Yeah, just like running then.
Yeah.
Like a race, I guess would be the first.
So there's some arguments, but people said running, which makes a lot of sense, I think.
Yeah, that's a sport.
Yeah, because surely, as soon as they started to run and got a little bit of consciousness.
They were like, damn, this dude's fat.
When the other guy's like, not as fast as me, and then they're like, let's find out. Let's do it.
Yeah, it's probably like the easiest sport to judge back in the day, too. Yeah. There's no rules other than just like going.
Unless they're really cool. Probably a lot of ties. They don't have that free.
A lot of controversy.
Camera. Yeah, a lot of controversy.
They probably were mad long though. It'd be like a mile. First got to get here. First got to get home.
Yeah. Even today, mile's not a long race.
Yeah, but
that's very.
I bet you back then a mile, like one guy was probably way faster than the other. There's no way there was like 10 dudes that were that evenly matched.
But they also were looser with death, so maybe they did something like they released a tiger, and it's like who could run away from this tiger longer, and but they have to run in a straight line next to each other. So it's like the loser gets closer and closer to the tiger.
Coordinated. How are they getting the tiger?
Yeah, you're right. They have to have.
They were just racing. Already. I mean, what you looked it up? What were they doing?
They had no. This is the thing. There was no good evidence for races. They were literally like, oh, here's a cave painting of a man running.
It was probably someone else.
Surely he was racing. This was reading about the history of sports. This annoyed me so much. Like they were like, "Here's a cave painting. This is sports." Like there was one. He was like, "We found this cave painting of in a cave in France of two guys punching each other, surrounded by other people, boxing." Not a brawl in a bar. This is a coordinated sport.
What's the difference? If they painted it, it must have been something special. If it not even painted,
you think so?
Weren't hieroglyphics carved in, or were they painted?
These are little cave paintings. These are like you mushed some berries.
How did they stay for so long?
Because they're in caves, so they can be perfectly dry forever in there. It's the water that makes it.
So when we were in Italy, John pooped in a cave, and above water. It was like we climbed out of the water into this cave. Do you think that poop's still there? Because it's perfectly dry, like fossilized.
Wasn't this a watery cave? It might still be there, dude.
It was a watery cave.
The water will get it, because then the bacteria can live in there. Yeah, it's the dry. The dry. You want the dry.
You need the dry. And you know what? His poop was probably scavenged by some Italian critters.
Yes. the small pizzas that they've devoured it by now.
All right. I always thought about that. I wondered if we could go back and find his poop one day.
That'd be fun. That'd be romantic. Like you convince your wife that's your honeymoon location, and you're like, this place just means so much to me.
Babe, we gotta check out this cove.
I can't tell you why, but you'll understand soon.
She totally gets it too.
It's the poop.
She's really into it. She's like, oh my god, this is so sweet. I don't think that's
someday
happening.
You'll come back for my poop.
She brings me to her cousin's poop, in Greece.
Like, I knew you were the one. She's like, I was so nervous. You weren't going to like my poop selection. So after swimming, or running rather. All right, well, we'll listen to this also. Running was totally
where'd swimming
first.
come from? That was a...
Yeah, I gave a little bit away.
Curveball.
There was another one that they said was the second oldest, but they listed it as being older than running, and it was archery. They put archery at... They have evidence of...
Let's all aim at that deer.
Well, yes.
The winner gets to eat it.
The winner gets to eat it. Like, they could shoot bows and arrows before they could run. So they just... Like they're stuck in one spot.
They're walking.
Yeah, they're walking furiously, like.
We got it. Fuck, it's running away. It's whatting away? What did you just say? I feel like running had to have...
Their thing was that they have older evidence of archery than they do running.
Because the evidence of running as a game is the painting was like not figured out first, but archery does seem like something that's like a skill.
Yeah, but it
wasn't like a tactful skill.
They weren't like, this will be a fun game. They're like, this will kill things, you know? This will.
But the one guy was really good at killing things, and the other guy was like, no, I'm better. And they were like, well, we can figure this out.
Yeah.
Similar to, I'm sure, the running.
Sure, I guess so.
But running came first. There's no...
All right, so they have running and archery.
Uh-huh.
And then, before we could swim, according to this article... That also had some typos, so I don't know how much I trust it.
Wikipedia?
Not Wikipedia. An independent article. Had
an indie article?
It listed wrestling as being coming from 13,000 BC.
So basically everything that involved, like, fighting your food.
Fighting, yes. Just fighting. And again, it's...
Surviving was the first sport.
Yeah, surviving. But it was that weak evidence again. It was just like a painting on a cave, probably of, like, gay butt sex or something. Or, like, wrestling. It's a sport, and it's been here with us all along.
I mean, it sounds like wrestling would have been the hardest to, like, judge, especially by today's rules. There's, like, points for, getting a guy on his back. You think the cavemen were like, oh, 1 point there.
Yeah.
And with a score of 24-14.
All the guys running were actually just them keeping score for the wrestling match. That earns you 1 running man. Oh, you pinned him for 3 seconds. A swimmer. We tack on a swimmer to your score. Yes, they had wrestling. I said I already blew my load on this one, but boxing is 3,000 BC. Again, just the
you weren't giving years.
Oh, sorry. Archery 20,000 BC. Running 15,000 BC.
So wrestling 20,000
BC.
And running is 15.
Yeah. Again, not a great written article, because even they had them out of order. I was like, but you have archery as older, and they still put running as oldest. And I was like, no, this is not right.
Okay.
Wrestling is 13,000 BC.
I'm glad you cross-checked this with other articles.
The dates line up with, like, evidence they found for these things. The thing about running is it leaves no evidence, largely speaking, unless someone draws you running. So archery, they have, like, older arrowheads than they do sneakers.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
They definitely were not running with shoes.
Yeah. All right. So, and your guess for, like, a proper sport was right. It's soccer in 2500 BC.
Okay.
In China, it used to be popular among aristocrats, where they would just kick a ball around.
I think I did remember that.
Into a hoop.
China invented everything.
Not basketball.
They might have. They probably did. I remember someone being like, Italy invented pasta. It's like, China invented noodles. Italy just took the noodles and put sauce on it. And I was like, fuck.
Yeah, China did come up with everything.
I mean, they were, like, around first, if I recall.
Let me finish this list, the last 2.
Yes, sir.
We've got Mesoamerican ball game.
My favorite.
I'm sure you're familiar with the Mesoamerican.
I finally get to use my computer.
It's no, you already know what it is. You ever see The Road to El Dorado?
I love that movie.
And when they're playing the game where you knock the ball at your hips?
Yes.
That's the Mesoamerican ball game.
So that was basically basketball, soccer?
Yeah. They're all basically.
And there was an armadillo in that game,
There's a lot of overlap in all of these sports.
Can we pivot to that movie for a split sec?
Yeah.
One of my favorite movies growing up.
It's a classic.
And that girl was so hot.
They made the girl so hot in old Disney movies. Now it's
No, but she was the one. She was the one.
She was the one for you?
Like, she still is, if you're out there.
Dude, you know who really did it for me was the girl from Atlantis with the white hair.
I don't know.
Oh, you don't know? She's how the people all have the crystals and stuff, and she's the one leading them around.
Was it a cartoon?
Yeah. You never saw Atlantis?
Blonde.
It's the same category of movie. She's got white hair, not blonde.
This chick?
No, she's a baddie.
I was gonna say, she's looking rather muscular.
White hair.
White.
Yeah.
White girl.
Yeah. Oh, dude, this is nice. I can edit on some photos.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's the one.
I remember her.
Oh, dude.
She was from something else. She was always doing shit with like her thumbs in the sand or something, right?
Yeah, well, she couldn't talk to them at first. And there's one scene where she like leads them to an underwater cave, and you can't get to an underwater cave with most of your clothes on. And so she's like stripping.
Yeah, no, I don't know why, but I definitely remember this scene.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
For whatever reason. She like almost gets absorbed. It's dude, it's an awesome.
I say I can't remember this movie or show, but I remember her.
Of course.
Positive
that's like every
reinforcement.
Dude. Every dude is like.
Well, can we Google the girl that I'm talking about now?
Yeah, pull her up. What did you say? Not Aladdin? No, Road to El Dorado.
Yes, dude.
Oh yeah, this was the first like thick. She was like kind of thick.
Look at this photo. Yeah. That is crazy.
Can you just for comparison? So dude,
I want you to put this on the screen.
It's all going up. But now, just for comparison, pull up like a...
And she was like trying to fuck the guy that hopefully I would look like when I was older.
Well, you didn't have blonde hair.
There's another one.
The black hair.
She tries to fuck them both.
Yeah.
But you're right. She does him.
Yeah. But dude, now just Google the last Disney movie to come out. What was it?
The last.
Pull up a girl from. I guess Frozen was kind of
Strange World?
Yeah, Strange World. Let's just take a look at the cast. I bet they're not nearly as sexy.
No cartoon's sexy.
They've taken all the sex out of kids' cartoons,
yeah,
and I am furious.
A goddamn shame.
I'm furious about it.
I'm trying to see some sexy cartoons.
All the sex. Let me just like blow up one of these so we can see these people.
I mean, this is a young male.
Yeah, see, he's wholesome. Even the guys in Road to El Dorado were hot. You know what I mean?
They were pretty sexy.
And this dude, he's just ugly. There's hotter people out there.
I mean...
Especially because you can make any person. It's a cartoon.
I think it's a little better. Like, we don't need to be pushing the sexiest of cartoons onto children.
We're robbing our kids of this conversation about how hot the cartoons were.
Well, we can show them. You see, that's the thing. When you're our kids, they're gonna have our cartoons. Like they can.
Right.
Hopefully,
when they're older.
It doesn't get like. I was thinking about this. This might be a little tinfoil hatty, but I had a friend who he just loved like DVDs and just having the physical copy of like movies especially, and I was thinking how dumb that was in the moment, and then we lost power and like he was the hero, or we didn't have internet, that was the issue, and he was like, I got movies, so that was kind of cool, but I was like, that's still not worth having like not 3 cool boxes enough. Of fucking movies. But then I was like reading about how I think it was Disney Plus or maybe HBO, they changed and they like censored some like episodes of Friends, and they basically were able to change things like what you would think would be the copy. It's on HBO Go, whatever, and that got me kind of thinking like, I wonder if old movies, like things that we are even now like kind of on the fence, like, oh, those were kind of raunchy, in 20 years are they going to be like, fuck that, like delete it all, like don't make it public, no streaming it anywhere, or they'll change it, or they'll remove it, they'll censor it basically.
They'll make this guy
exactly. They'll change our sexy shell from Road to El Dorado to some less sexy version.
And then we're like showing our kids,
and like, our kids are like, that's fucking lame. This girl's
not hot at all. She's.
That's my biggest fear.
Yeah, that's your biggest fear. You're like, no, son, I swear.
She was way sexier when I was
a lady.
It's like when you had a stuffed animal when you were a kid and it was huge, and then you're like, you see when you're an adult and you're like, that thing is actually kind of fucking
just this
small.
tiny little thing. It's nothing.
Like, no, son, I swear, it was so much bigger when we were a kid. We had that, remember that red snake in my basement?
Yeah.
That thing I thought was like 20 feet long when I was a kid. Like, in my head, it was like like an actual giant 20-foot anaconda. I think it was like 5 feet long. And it was, I remember seeing it like 10 years later, and I was like, Mom, what is this? She's like, that's the red snake. And I was like, no, it's not. Like, this is the baby? Like...
What really did it for me was playgrounds. Like, there would be a playground I hadn't been to in years, the one at Cove Island. For our Connecticut listeners out there,
all the CT fans.
CT fans.
I mean,
Cove Island
Technically,
Park?
100% of our viewership's RCT.
100%. Well, no, actually, on the stats, they come up as New York, because that's where we're watching them from. But, yeah, I didn't go back to Cove Island for, like, 5 years, from, like, I don't know, like 9 to 14. And when I went back, I was like, oh, I'm so excited for this giant playground. And I got there, and I was like, I'm as tall as this playground. This is not...
I mean, to be fair, you also had quite the growth spurt.
I did, well, yeah, 10 to 15.
I took my time.
Yes, you did. You were a late bloomer.
I think they say they're the later the sexier?
No, the delayed, the more longer you're unsexy.
The
longer you're unsexy.
The more immune to mean comments.
Yeah, the more motivated you are, because you've been so shunned for so long.
Got a great personality now.
Chip on your shoulder that really gets you moving.
Yeah. All right, what's next, Mr. Fact? I see golf up there. I'm pretty excited about that.
Yeah. I have some fun golf facts.
Should I bring out my club?
First, I wanted to ask you
this. Golf podcast?
I just have... Dude, we could do a wee golf stream. Once we build our listenership up a little bit. Once we get a few views. But, I actually, at first, I wanted to list... I'll throw one of these in every once in a while, and you got to guess what these are.
Okay.
There's a sport where the first time it was ever played involved frozen cow poo. Can you guess what it is?
Like a football or a rugby, maybe?
No, it's hockey. That was the first puck ever, was frozen cow poo.
You know, I should have guessed that.
Yeah, I thought the frozen would give it away.
I was thinking like a big cow turd.
Oh, no,
like a mud pie.
You're right. I wrote it down as cow poo. They did list it as frozen cow patty.
Okay.
Which
that's
maybe would have
way different. Because a mud pie is like huge.
Well, I just said poo.
Yeah, that's how cows poop. They poop in mud pies.
Or patties. You know, baby cows.
No, that was like beef.
I think one pooped out a perfect puck. It was perfect.
If it's saying cow patty, that implies they murdered the cow and used.
And they made it.
They were slaying with burgers.
Dude, they call cow poops patties.
I thought they were called mud pies.
Or mud pies. No, you can call it patty. Google is patty.
Was it poop or?
It was poop. They were very clear it was poop. Whatever title they used, it wasn't like maybe this is a burger. It was poop.
Cow patty.
It's the poop.
Yeah, it's
it's a lot of poop. I'll be putting this on the screen, but there is lots of poop on Brian's laptop right now.
What do I type in mud pie?
There's an actual mud pie. It's an actual pie.
Not dessert. Let's say mud pie cow. I guess
Yeah, dude, you're imagining it.
Are mud pies poop?
Are mud pies poop? Image search.
I confused my doctor by the word. Oh man, maybe I'm.
I think this is a you thing that you've messed this up somehow.
I feel like Spider-Man's involved somehow. I don't know why.
Yeah. So some other fun stuff. I mean, we like skiing. We're both very big skiers. Skiing is more than 4,000 years old, even though it's less than 100 or roughly 100 years old in the U.S. And it's from
only 100 years old.
Yeah, right in the U.S. In Norway forever, and it really was not a sport there. It was practical.
When was the first ski resort open in the United States?
Ooh, I don't have that fact.
Guess who's about to.
But while you're pulling it up, yeah, so 4,000 years old in Norway, and it was such a big deal over there. Vikings used to worship Ol and Skade, the gods of skiing.
I mean, they were probably pretty fucking
Well, that's
sick.
what I really think is missing from the WNBA is like a strong religious presence. I think that would really bring their viewership up if they had,
Nordic gods.
Who would be the god of women's basketball? Like Hillary, they all prayed to Hillary Clinton at the start of every game.
I think Brittany Griner would definitely be the god of women's basketball.
Griner would be the god? Oh, okay.
She
got arrested. I thought of her
resurrected her
was like
Russia.
The underworld. I don't know.
She
committed a crime.
No, she didn't.
To Mother Russia.
I committed the same crime like 10 minutes ago.
Not to Mother Russia. You don't disrespect Putin.
I would. I think she got freaking scapegoated.
Yeah, but you can't be the god while you're playing. It's got to be something outside the sport.
I guess.
She
I don't know.
Like maybe a deity or like what do they call the half gods? The demigod.
I think a demigod implies also though that, like, you are still a god.
No, it means you're half god. Like Hercules was demigodic.
Yeah.
And he was only allowed to go up to heaven after he completed all his tasks. He was an exception. There were lots that were just like, oh, you're strong and you live a little longer, but
So is that just the gods fucking women?
Yeah, when they have sex with a human, they get these halflings.
Wait, Hercules' mom was a human?
Yeah.
Then why was she chilling up there?
She wasn't. Zeus was coming down.
No, she's up there.
No.
And Hercules gets stolen.
No, you're thinking of the Disney movie. They get it wrong because they didn't want to show like some adultery and like the actual Hercules story.
I am thinking of the Disney movie.
The actual Hercules story is way more dark. Way more dark. No, Zeus is cheating on Hera.
Yeah, you are a little Greek mythology freak. I remember you always.
I do like him.
This is a fun fact. Like one of the first times I remember you cursing, you were like, "Dude, Greek mythology is fucking awesome." And I was just like, "Whoa,
dude, they're sweet stories. They're so cool."
So what? Hercules was a little
Zeus
slut baby.
No, he was as chaste as any other baby. It was his father that was out there sleeping around. Hercules was just a child. But yeah, Zeus would just go. Zeus would like transform into an animal and fly down and then have sex with ladies.
As an animal?
It never says he transforms back, but we can say, I think it's safe to assume. And then, and so then he has Zeus. And so, of course, Hera hates Zeus.
Who's Hera?
Hera is Zeus's actual wife. She's she's an actual god up there in heaven. And her whole role in every story is that she's mad Zeus has been sleeping around. And she's going to take it out on the baby.
Well, I mean, not right of her to take it out on the baby, but she should be mad at Zeus.
Yeah, but come on.
He's a god of lightning.
Imagine like your wife cheats on you, and so you 5 years later you're punching some 5-year-old. You're like, you did this to me.
I mean, Hercules, at least in the Disney movie, seems to have. Does he get struck down to earth in real life? And
he's already on Earth. Like he's with his mom.
Well, in the movie, he gets adopted by some lovely old farmers who, take care of him.
I don't remember who takes care of him. It's been a while. But I know that for sure.
We need a hyper-realistic Hercules.
I know for sure.
Disney needs to redo it.
Dude, it would be way too gory. It's not a Disney. That's like a Christopher Nolan film. Or like all the Greek stuff.
I feel like, how does Hercules... So Hercules doesn't die, he becomes a god.
Yes, he becomes a god. Oh God!
Hercules.
Now I can't totally remember because he's on the fence for a while, and he's depressed for a while. And he tries to kill himself a few times.
Oh man, that was not in the movie.
He's already so godly from having completed so many tasks that he's struggling to kill himself. I think he does die. I don't think he actually becomes a god in the OG thing.
Bummer.
But I can't remember.
Is there a sexy bad bitch that he's trying to reel in the?
Yeah, of course. What's a story without a sexy bad bitch?
Is Hades involved in the real story?
Yeah, all the gods. All the gods are giving him tasks, or maybe they're helping him and stuff. He's the MC. He's the main dude. They're all interested in what's going on with Hercules.
And what were these books? Were they just Hercules' Tale or what?
They're stories, religious stories, and although now there's dispute over whether the Greeks really believed in their gods,
or if it was just story.
Yeah, versus just the value, kind of how we would view a fable or something, where it's got a moral to it. And the moral is usually I don't know, don't fuck a god or something. Not super useful morals if you don't believe in gods. It's all beware of the Hydra, and that's the moral of the story.
You know what? You're right. I shouldn't rob that lady. I'm gonna beware of Hydra here.
Yes. Beware. What would Hydra do?
What would Hydra do?
WWHD.
First ski mountain, by the way, 1914.
Yeah. So that's
in Colorado.
A little more than 100 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And no one's doing a ton of skiing without a ski resort. A few hikers. That's it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. But yeah, so Norway, 4,000 years, and the Vikings are praying to these gods. I'm going to start praying to all unscathed every time I'm out there. These two Viking dudes.
Please let me hit this 360.
Yeah. All right, I've got some baseball and basketball. Oh, and rugby. I've got some fun stuff here.
We haven't even gotten to golf.
I'm saving golf, because golf there's some fun stuff there.
Oh, baby.
Baseball was underwhelming. I couldn't find a lot of cool stuff.
It's America's oldest pastime.
Yeah. But it's just because we have all the history, none of it's exciting. Whereas I feel like a lot of this other stuff was embellished to make it cool.
Okay.
This stuff, it's like...
well, spit some baseball history.
So Alexander Cartwright invented baseball fields as a member of the New York Knickerbocker Baseball Club.
Whoa.
So in New York.
Careful there.
In like... yeah, a word you need the Bocker. The Bocker is essential. I'm pretty sure that's what the Knicks used to be called as well.
The Knicker... I don't even want to... Oh my gosh.
You said the word.
I said...
Say Bocker.
Oh man, that's scary.
Well, dude, in England they talk about their knickers, like, and it means their underwear.
Oh, God,
I know, dude. They're eternally walking a tightrope with such danger on either side. Just call them underwear. Don't. You have to really.
They called them Y straps.
Well, you know, like boxers briefs. Like people call them different stuff, but yes, some people refer them as their knickers.
Jesus.
I know it's hard to say.
Let's just cut this segment. I hate this.
But yeah.
Imagine I get fired because one of our 7 viewers is my boss.
Yeah. And she's like, "What Bockers? You said what Bockers?"
Oh, I swear.
That'd be a crazy thing to be fired for, but I don't think it's something we need to worry about.
I just want to point out, when I googled first ski resort in USA, it gives me like the Google My Business section over here of the United States. It says the capital, Washington, D.C. The second fact it gives me is CO2 emissions per capita.
Well, you thought you were going to enjoy this article about the United States? You wanted to hear fun things?
How much CO2 you are personally emitting.
You will feel guilt every time you read the United States Wiki.
And then the third is the electricity consumption rate per capita. What?
These are the worst facts.
Fertility is 5.
Oh my god, dude.
I hate this. Thanks for the facts.
What do you know about our Ferris wheels?
I was just trying to ski.
Disney World?
And it's like, you're not fertile.
It could be like, it could say things like home to LeBron James.
What would you guess the fertility rate is per woman?
Ooh, are we...
I am just going to read you one number. It says
I know that
X births per woman.
I know if we're just counting United States citizens, we're below the 2.1 replacement rate. So I'm going to guess 1.8.
1.64.
Okay, that's close. Yeah, the only reason
a number that made sense.
The only reason that the United States population is not declining is because of all the immigration. You need per woman, or you need to have a
cool it there, Knickerbockers.
per woman, you need a
per woman sounded a little
what?
I don't know. I just don't like how that came off your tongue.
No, I'm saying like. For each woman, they need to produce 2.1
just the way you said
children.
Per woman.
I don't understand what you're saying.
It just implies they're like...
What is it implying?
I don't know. How many
cats?
How many sheep per woman am I going to get? You know, it seems like a transactional thing.
Yes, well, I don't know how many babies per woman America's getting. Because otherwise our population implodes. Things are on the line. This is not... We are not joking around here. If we have to trade them for sheep, so be it. We will trade them for sheep, but it's...
No.
No.
What will we do with sheep? You're one of those. You're one of those. I see.
Louis C.K. has that bit where he's like, what if God put the animals here for us to fuck them? And you get to heaven, and he's like, you guys didn't fuck any of the animals? That's what they're there for. They're all...
No.
It's very funny, but it's like, well, because you sit there and you're like, well, maybe he's right. Come here, Spot. let's hang out. Basketball was invented in 1892.
What's the sexiest animal?
Oh,
dolphins, right?
Oh, damn, that's a good answer.
Right?
I don't know. I have not spent enough time thinking about it.
It just came off the tongue because like they're so smooth.
That's what you gotta look for, smooth. Why stop there? Slug.
Oh, God. But a dolphin is also affectionate.
Do you know they rape humans?
Full package right
there. That makes them the full package?
I did know that, but that doesn't... No, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for one of the nice dolphins. Humans rape too, you know.
Sure. But they don't rape and drown.
So you're just saying all dolphins are the same?
Yeah. Okay. But I say believe all humans. These dolphins are out there to get us. That's why I try not to look too good in the ocean.
No, I want an answer. The sexiest animal.
Dude, I'd have to like think about all the animals.
We can cut this.
You're right. Smooth is a good criteria because it's too hairy.
Exactly. That's like I mean, most animals are hairy.
You think like chimp, just because it's close to human, but they're
they
too
all,
hairy.
As a straight male, I look at most chimps as men. just naturally. So that's where I could see dolphin as a chick.
So the problem with having sex with chimps is that they're gay, or is that it would be gay?
I'm not having gay sex with a chimp.
Yeah,
as a straight male.
Of course, and all dolphins are girls.
No, but I could I could imagine them more feminine-esque. It's a tough one.
Yeah, I know. I was about to say octopus, but then I'm like, that's weird. I just feel like it could caress me.
Oh,
could really satisfy my needs.
Oh God!
I don't know. It's.
I mean, it's not a bad answer.
I'll come back as I think of it. I'll think about it while we do it, and I'll just drop sexiest animal later in the podcast.
Okay, that works for me.
Basketball was invented in 1892. Initially, players dribbled a soccer ball up and down the court and then shot it into a peach basket. And you may be wondering, what is a peach basket, and how does it differ from other baskets? And that's a great question. This basket held peaches, and that was the only difference. It's just a basket.
You know what that's reminding me of is Super Mario Sunshine. You had to throw those fruits into those, like, what I would think is similar to a peach basket.
Dude, maybe they got it from the origins of basketball.
Just saying. So that makes sense.
Yeah, and that was a North American sport. It didn't really say much.
Oh my God, that was on topic with last season's video games episode.
What was?
Super Mario Sunshine.
Oh yeah.
Flashback.
Yeah, callback. If you want to listen to some really crappy audio, just to take a look back at episode number 1. You can be our third.
I think Joe Rogan's
viewer.
first podcast sounded like shit.
Dude, he had snowflakes playing. He had like the snowflake effect the whole time coming down.
Should we?
Maybe that's the scene. That's what blew him up, was the snowflake effect over it. Yeah, so next, rugby. Rugby was interesting, and it's the only reason I put it on here. I really don't care about rugby, but it can be traced back to a Roman game called harpastum. And then this is what was funny about it. So it made its modern debut. Rugby made its modern debut in the United States in 1749 in some school in England in the town called Rugby. And the dude was like, it was an old Roman sport. He brought it back as a sport, whatever. And games were huge. They go on for like 5 days, tons of players. And it became very, very popular. Flash forward 74 years to 1823. William Webb Ellis was the first guy to pick up the ball and run with it, changing the sport forever.
They were just like, what the
Dude,
fuck?
No one tried to pick it up before that. There were no rules. They were all just kicking it the whole time. And William comes along and he's like, we're allowed to grab it. And we're like, well, yes, so. And he's like, well, he's the revolutionary player. Nope. He's crushed. He's just holding it over his head as he runs down the field. They're all trying to kick it.
Did they tackle him eventually?
I didn't give a detail of the game, but there was just like, one day this dude Will picked it up, and everyone was like, what? What?
I mean, it seems like they would have immediately been pissed, started tackling him, and that's how rugby started.
Well, they were already tackling.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
All the tackling that was the last step, was hands.
Damn.
Before it was like all kicking.
So he really was just like,
he was,
hey, we tried this.
It was like, is it a rule that you have to kick it? And they're like, we don't think so.
I do really think rugby is like probably the ultimate, because I like I said, I like football, and I feel like rugby is just nonstop football with no pads.
Yeah, it's like rougher.
But it's confusing. I don't get why they don't get the ball when they go into that little huddle. It seems like both teams just decide to not go for the ball at that point. Like, is that the decision? I don't understand that.
I don't
know. I guess there's rules that make sense to
I'm sure it makes a lot of sense if we knew rugby, but
yeah. No,
I have nothing about that. All right, and shall we go on to golf? All right, so
should we?
Should we? Golf. We're here on the 18th tee. Tiger Woods is lining it up.
We got Tiger here with a beautiful long putt.
He's had a rough weekend, having sex with many women who are not his wife.
Drop the voice for the golf commentary.
Yeah, you gotta drop very calm.
He's looking at a very long putt.
Very long. Oh my goodness.
He lined it up. Could it be? Ooh, just outside.
And who's this entering the field? It's his wife, and she's angry.
She's got a golf club in her hand.
Walking directly
like
across his line.
From here.
Walking across his line, that's going to throw his butt off. We're not sure if this one's going... Oh, she's furious.
She's going to strike him a bit of a slice across the face.
You seen that South Park episode where they're playing the Tiger Woods video game? But it's actually a fighting video game versus him versus his wife. And like they're doing combo moves against each other. And then it's like... And then he's like, you got to put the kid in the car and drive drunk. Like, it's all, like, Tiger Woods tuned. It's not a golf game.
I saw someone, like, the 1996 Ryder Cup captain, some random golfer who I had not heard of him. He said that Phil Mickelson was, like, the biggest disgrace to sports or something. And... it's just because he's been gambling. I don't know if you've been reading about that recently.
I know that's why, like, he wanted to join LIV, was he had a lot of gambling debts.
Well, and probably not. Phil's got money. Phil's packing heat.
Really? I heard that was part of it. It's like to sustain what he was doing, he needed more money.
He's fine.
Because he's at LIV.
Hundo P has a gambling addiction problem. He's open about it, but he's fine. He's making a fuck ton at LIV, but I really don't think he was ever in, like, serious issues. However... like 2 weeks ago, a tell-all came out about, I think it was like Phil's bookie for like the past 20 years, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And they said that Phil has gambled over $1 billion wagered in his lifetime.
That's crazy.
Insane.
$1 billion. So it's not unreasonable that he has financial troubles.
No.
I'm assuming he didn't win another $1 billion. They're saying that like he
when
lost
you wager,
$1 billion.
it doesn't include your winnings. It's just like what you've put up. So
Sure.
like you could wager and still be
so
up.
he probably didn't lose the whole $1 billion.
He didn't. No, he's definitely. I mean, that would be like you've
so.
lost every bet you've placed if they said that. But he's gambled $1 billion.
Yeah.
He's probably lost half of it.
You think he like disguises himself and goes to golf courses and is like, oh, I bet I could.
Well, they said that he was gambling on the Ryder Cup that he was in, which is so illegal. And he denied that. But like, I don't know, everything else he didn't deny. So like, why would this guy lie about one tidbit of?
I think if you're an athlete, you should be allowed to bet on yourself or on your
agree,
team.
Right?
Like,
But no, because like
harder.
you should only be allowed to bet on yourself in favor. Like you can't.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
like not bet on yourself to lose. Like, you're like that's the one bet you can place is I'm gonna win this. You know.
Yeah, it's almost like
why not
double or nothing my salary.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
Exactly.
I agree. They should almost give you more motivation.
More
although when you lose and you're like freaking the fuck out, like. Oh fuck! Like, dude, it's just a game. It's okay. Like, no, bro, it's not just a fucking
my livelihood. This was everything.
On the court. Like, oh fuck. Yeah, I agree though. I wouldn't hate game. I mean, you know, what do I do every time we go golfing or something?
Like, yeah, we gamble
$1 for this whole whatever. It's like, oh, actually, this is illegal to be gambling.
Yeah, not allowed. Sidetrack because sports kind of. The reason that rowing is not the reason that collegiate rowing is not a part of the NCAA is because there's a tradition where when you're a freshman and you race another school in eights, this is for like the big leagues, if you lose, you have to give the other team your shirts. And like you start your freshman year with a shirt. And the idea is if you end your freshman year with your shirt, it's because you had an awesome season. And that's considered gambling. And the NCAA does not allow it.
That sounds like some dumb rowing.
That's why thing
you guys tell each other.
That's why men's rowing is not in the NCAA. Men's rowing is older than the NCAA.
I don't believe that.
It's the first intercollegiate sport.
Record.
First intercollegiate sport.
I want you guys to put in the comments if you believe that's real.
The sport of gentlemen.
That's not a true fact. I guarantee it.
It's a true fact. I promise.
That's the only reason it's not in the NCAA.
Yes,
because they trade shirts.
It's considered gambling, and they don't want to get rid of the tradition, and so they don't join.
So what should I Google that's going to tell me?
Google, why is rowing not a part of the NCAA?
Why is rowing not a part of the N?
That looks so dumb, bro. Don't blame Title IX. Men's rowing is not an NCAA sport.
I can read.
But our listeners can't see
this. But you can put up this fucking... No different divisions is more of a style past gender
Control
equality.
F shirts.
It's bringing me to this ad here at the bottom.
Whoever wrote this article is a fucking idiot then. They don't know about the shirts.
It was not worth fighting budget cuts and other regulations. As a whole, the men's rowing community decided to create their own association. I don't think it had anything to do with fucking shirts.
It had everything to do with the shirts. Don't listen to them or this dumb article.
No.
Google, why did rowing leave the NCAA shirts?
Oh, so now you want me to put parameters for your fucking...
Sorry, I'm more knowledgeable than some random...
But shirt trading would also be viewed as gambling. This is the Daily Orange 10 fucking years ago.
The Daily Orange. Right. You know how reliable that
Reddit.
is. I love the Daily Orange.
It's fucking budgeting.
It's no, dude. The Daily Orange had it right. It's the gambling.
I don't believe that that's the entire reason as to why men's not studies website, but it's a start.
Like anything, there's a million reasons.
It has to do with Title IX in the 90s, which equalized the playing opportunities. The 5 most frequently offered college sports, according to my source, are basketball, volleyball, soccer, cross country, and softball. At the same time, many contended interpretation. For example, basically it was budgeting, money. They don't care about shirts. You don't think if there was money in this sport or something like that, they would fucking ban the shirt tradition? Like, lick me, dude. There's no fucking shot. They're like, oh, we don't want to mess with tradition.
It's because only gentlemen row. That's what. That's what's going on. It's only gentlemen. All right, alcohol is considered a performance-enhancing... All right, yeah, let's just finish this. Alcohol is considered a performance-enhancing drug in what sport?
Oh, God, I don't know. Football?
Shooting. Guns.
What?
It's crazy, dude. But this one's legit. I googled it. Alcohol is considered a performance-enhancing drug in shooting sports
because it calms your nerves.
Yeah, a small amount calms you down and lowers your heart rate a little bit, and can allow you to be more accurate. Obviously, they're not out there getting plastered before they shoot shotguns. But if you have just like a little whiskey or something, it apparently helps enough that they banned it.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, my cousin did a best man speech. My mom was helping him, and she wanted him to take 3 tequila shots before the speech.
That's too many.
We agreed it was too many, so we toned it down to 1.5, which we thought was a perfect amount.
Good number.
Yes.
Yes.
And I think that is actually, I feel like 2 drinks is a really good level of like buzz. Where I agree, you would probably be a little better at shooting.
Yeah.
Or at least I think I'm better at shooting. Although 9 beers in, I'm like fucking.
You're like, I got it. I got that one. That was.
Smoked it.
Bullseye. Bullseye on that one. Write down bullseye.
Damn, that's cool. So is that still a modern rule?
Still, yes.
But they don't allow drinking in any sport.
No, but this one's considered a PED.
Well,
I think
any sport.
I think you could get as drunk as you want when you play golf. It's just
you can't drink.
You can't drink. No. You can't even wear shorts for that.
Yeah, no, that's pretty serious. John Daly says he would shoot better if he could drink on the course. Drink and smoke.
I believe that.
And he also wants to ride in a cart, which you can't do.
That's also BS. They really make them.
I like that part because it kind of makes it an endurance. Like that's like the physical side of golf.
Yes.
They like say certain holes with like the hill coming up, it like tires you out before your shot.
Dude.
I mean, dude, I don't know. They're long courses too, way longer than we've ever played.
I guess, but still, I don't know.
And they play 4 rounds of golf in a row. If you walked 18 holes 4 days in a row, you'd be pretty tired.
Yeah, not if I wasn't doing anything else, or not if
but
I wasn't drinking.
I don't know. Yeah. If you played 4 rounds of golf in a row, I think even without riding, you'd be tired, or walking, you'd be tired. That's just a lot. It's more than you think.
Yeah, I don't know.
Your body would be sore. So adding walking in.
You think it would be sore? It'd be sore for us. But I think if we played golf every day.
I mean, like the average PGA course is, I think, 700 yards, 7,000 yards. I mean, how many miles is that? So that's like 4 miles a day, including hills and shit too. They're usually really hilly.
Still not a lot of walking.
I don't know.
How many miles you walked today? Where's my phone? Did I walk a PGA course today?
No,
I bet I did.
But you're doing it in 4 hours too. It's not like you're,
sure,
going throughout the day. I'm just saying it's a little more exercise. It's part of the game, they say.
Let's see. Oh, dude, I actually didn't do much walking today.
Oh no.
Oh wait, it just updated. Yes, I did. Yeah, I've walked 7 miles today.
Over how many hours?
Over however many hours I've been awake.
And what'd you shoot? A 110.
A 110. Something terrible. But yeah, so golf was invented in the 15th century in Scotland.
Mm-hmm.
Suffered from a setback in the mid-15th century because the English were invading Scotland. And people were like the government was like, golf is making our men pussies. They're no longer good archers or warriors. It's banned. They banned golf because they were like, England is invading. We don't give a shit if you have a slice. slice up some goddamn limeys and take care of these guys. Like, golf.
Did it work?
Well, apparently, I mean, England. I don't know, but yeah, it went that and soccer. They were like, "What are you kids? Women are being like women and children are dying. We're losing our whole country." And it
seems like the wrong answer.
I don't know, dude.
I guess back then.
You don't know how much these Scots like golf.
Yeah. That's all there is.
Yeah. They're like, they raided our village. Is the course okay? Did they walk on the greens?
Was it you telling me that they had like bombshell courses or something?
Yeah, in England during World War II,
yeah.
They had rules for like what to happen if there was an air raid or if you found shrapnel or an unexploded bomb. It was really funny. It was like
move it.
Some of the rules were like kind of tough. They were like, if a bomb goes off during your swing, you may swing again and only add 1 stroke. It's like you don't even get that one for free.
If you're hit by a shrapnel, you do get a free drop.
Yeah, you get a free drop. Yeah, it's like if it's...
But only if it's near fatal.
Yeah. So yeah, that was really funny.
Above the waist gives you half a stroke.
Yeah, so it was banned for a long time. It was banned from 1457 until 1502. So like almost 50 years. And then it was unbanned when King Charles I had a wife who was French, and she loved the game and got it unbanned and actually brought it back to France.
Nice.
And made it popular over there.
Okay.
And that's where caddy comes from, because she was a queen, so when she played, she was always accompanied by cadets from the army. And that's the origin of the term caddy. Isn't that cool?
That is cool. So I've never had a caddy, but when I do, I could be like, Eddie's cadet.
Yes, Eddie's cadet. One of that hot Asian lady that was my caddy in Indonesia. I should have been saluting her.
How was that?
Oh, dude, it was awesome. I needed a team of ladies. Like it wasn't just her. We had 3 of them, because it was me, my dad, my sister. We each had our own hot Asian lady. And then there was a trainee hot Asian lady. She was Asian enough, not hot enough, or didn't know enough golf. We don't know. But she was training. And so you're teeing off, and every time you've got 4 ladies staring at you, and no matter how bad your shot is, they give you a small applause, and they're like, "Good job, Mr. Eddie." And I'm like, damn, I need a team of ladies to cheer me on when I do anything.
Did it make you nervous?
I played better. It was a really tough course.
What'd you shoot?
I shot a 109, which is bad, I know. But my father, who usually beats me, shot a 119.
It's pretty buns.
Very tough course. Like they held the Asia Open there recently or something.
What was it called?
It's on my head, dude. Kuda, what does it say?
New Kuda Golf.
New Kuda Golf. Yeah, take a look at it. Pretty nice. It was awesome, and they were so helpful. They lined the ball up nicely. They did everything nicely.
It's like the first link. It has me booking a tee time for like tomorrow.
You want to go? Should we go?
Let's go to the homepage first. Oh, they have a driving range. It's right on the water, I'm assuming.
Yep, right on the water.
How was the sand?
Ocean.
Was it like
so much sand? There was a few
Was it a links course?
I don't know what that means.
So that's fun. Some fun fact. There's different styles of golf courses.
Okay.
A links course are like the old school. I think there's like technically only a handful of links official courses in the United States, because they're like basically all coastal courses where the base is sand, I believe. And I don't know if it's specifically a trait of links courses, but like all of them, because they're mostly like England, Scotland, those courses where they have like no trees. They are just like basically long greens. Like the green will be like 200 feet long, and there's pot bunkers too, which are like really, really deep bunkers just in the middle of the fairway, where if you go into one of those, it's you can't go for it. You basically have to chip out.
Okay.
And they played a links course, like I think one of the last major tournaments, and you had like PGA pros driving, 280 yards into a pot bunker, and then having to hit their next shot backwards, literally.
Oh my god.
6 yards out of the fucking bunker onto the fairway to then go for it. Like
that's crazy.
It's crazy. But let me look up what actually makes it a links course. What makes it a links course? What constitutes a links course? Here we go. First from Scotland, and refers to an area of coastal sand dunes. So yeah, I guess the sand is really important. They're coastal on sandy soil. Damn, it's like I read this fucking article.
Yeah, there was one.
Yeah, so the fairways are crazy too, and the pop bunkers, dude. I should be.
You should write this article.
I should have.
It'd
be really cool to play a links course though.
There was one hole where it was like an island par 3, where like the hole was an island, but instead of water, it was just bunker. Like it's surrounded by bunker on all sides, cool. Like everywhere, and so.
Did you go into the sand?
Oh yeah, I went right into the sand. Yeah, but it was kind of nicer because I had a shot. You know what I mean? Like
at least it
wasn't in the water, but still, I'm up there and I'm like, oh, and then they do this really fun thing where you pay them. It's the equivalent of like $6 in their money. This was in Indonesia, and you enter into a lottery to win everything that anyone has paid into this lottery if you get a hole-in-one on the course.
Oh.
So it resets every time someone gets a hole-in-one.
That's a pretty common, like you pay $2 to win.
Yeah, and the pot was decent. It was like $2,000 after you converted it back. Yeah, of course. It was like $6.
Imagine you don't put in, you get a hole-in-one.
Yeah, it's so pissed.
I think I saw a video of that, of like some girl who did it like 2 weeks ago, who got the hole-in. She, like, her first reaction was like, I didn't put the $2
So mad.
That'd be brutal.
But yeah, and also it gets in your head because every par 3 you're like $2,000 right here.
Right here.
This is my first hole-in-one. This is gonna be the best day ever.
If you could tell me that, like, I don't know how it would work, but I would pay $2,000 to get a hole-in-one. I would.
Sure. Yeah.
Like if it meant that like my skill and like it still counted.
And everyone's like, this guy bought his hole-in-one.
Yeah, not that, but somehow
they make the hole bigger.
Somehow, if I could pay $2,000 and get a hole-in-one and still make it my hole-in-one, I would do it. Just to have it. Just to have it
like Jack has it.
My brother got a hole-in-one last year. I was with him. Very, very legit. Like a real par 3.
It was good.
Real course.
Yeah, I saw
We were playing a scramble.
You're right. A little bit of an asterisk. Tiny asterisk.
I mean, it's like, is it a 2-man scramble? Is it really an asterisk?
Just because it's like his score.
It's so annoying.
It's a bummer.
It's annoying. But it's...
You could say, like, I got a hole-in-one and then shot this. You can't say that.
Exactly. Yeah. But, like, no one asks. No one's like, oh, what'd you shoot?
Yeah. What'd you end up with?
What'd you finish with? Oh,
some people might ask that.
No one would care. If you tell someone you got a hole-in-one and their first question is like, what'd you shoot?
Start doing that. I'm like, yeah, but what'd you finish with? What was your
biggest
Come on, dude. Hole-in-one. Who cares?
Yeah, but at that point, though, his partner also got a hole-in-one.
He did? Oh,
Matt. It's a scramble.
Oh yeah, Matt
a hole-in-one right there.
Matt was the other person in the scramble. I keep forgetting we have to address the hypothetical listener.
I mean,
or not hypothetical.
They're right there. It's that 60 green iPhone.
The 6 people are going to enjoy the first 22 seconds of this video.
Oh yeah.
When I put this together.
Do we think Alex busts in right now? It's my roommate.
Yeah. I don't know. I hope not.
Breaking the fourth wall.
What time do you think we're at?
I mean, we're at over an hour, I would say.
You think so?
Yeah. I think we started at like...
I'll do a quick glance.
9.
It's pretty bad that we're still not...
Why didn't we get I have an alarm clock right there.
Oh yeah, dude. We're at an hour perfectly.
Wow.
I know how we're going to wrap it up this time.
All right. I mean, you only used 30 minutes last time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Thank God we have an hour because we had to cut half of the episode last time because the audio sucked. We're going to finish with jokes. But you really got to give them something into the camera. Just do them at the camera.
I'm reading them? You didn't even tell me this.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Guys, I'm so surprised right now.
This is crazy.
I don't know what's
going on.
What's going on?
Yeah, here. So there's just 4 random jokes. I figured we each do 2.
I could have written a joke.
Write them for next week. Write some jokes. So just pick one. Read it first, so you got to give it some...
Oh, this one's so long.
And then do it into the camera.
It's really funny.
Do it into the camera. Like, really try to deliver it good.
So I had a Bloody Mary this morning. But what can I say? She's my wife, and sometimes she just doesn't fucking listen.
Isn't that a good one? Sounds like a Rodney Dangerfield joke. All right, my turn. I can't have sex on a full stomach. Every time me and my girlfriend try, the guy that just ate runs away.
On
a full stomach.
I'm fucking glad I didn't read that one.
Yeah, it's... What'd you get? Oh, I know what you get. Oh, no, you don't. No, I don't actually.
I got a good one, but it's just dumb.
Do it. Do it serious. Try to, like, really deliver it.
A man walks into a bar. And then another bar. And then another bar. He's in prison for murder.
I think that's a good one. I'm pretty pleased with that one. That's a good joke.
It's really good.
On my last trip to Vegas, I was staying in a big hotel. And when I arrived, the concierge told me I was staying in the West Wing, or as birds call it, left.
Where did you come up with that?
I wrote most of those today. Yeah, dude, next week.
Well, I didn't know it was that easy.
Unless you found these offensive, in which case they were written by the main producer of this show.
Yeah, Mike.
That was, Mike. Mike Stand, I think was his last name. He's really the mastermind behind all of this.
Or should we just name our true producer?
Lampshade?
Posty.
Lamppost. Lamppost.
Now we have Post Malone producing
All right.
here.
Well, that's the Moose Lounge, the podcast. Thanks for stopping
Moose
by.
Lounge.
Finish with your, what was your smooth rhymes?
Thanks for stopping by and enjoying some smooth times here at the Moose Lounge. I don't think that's what I said.
No, there were also smooth rhymes. I think they were good times.
Thanks for the smooth rhymes and good times here at the Moose Lounge.
And then do it again, and then go, I'm Brian Farrell, and I'll say, I'm Eddie Stone.
I'm Brian Farrell.
And I'm Eddie Stone.
And thanks for enjoying some of our smooth rhymes and good times here at the Moose Lounge. We'll see you next week.
Goodbye.